welcome back to our channel. We're the Garso Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
We would love it if you would subscribe down below. We do a lot of monthly favorites. We have a weekly favorites like lifestyle series. We do a lot of reviews on this channel. Get ready with me, all that jazz. Today we're doing our overdue February favorites and we have some really good things to talk about. So let's get into it. I think we can start with makeup.
Sure, yeah.
I am shocked at how much I love this mascara.
Too.
They sent this to us. It's by the brand Swede, and I believe they're known for their mascaras. They sent us 2 of them, but this one was by far my favorite. It is their Pro Lash Lift Mascara, and it has the most unsuspecting wand. You can't even see it. There's no way you can see this, but it's basically just really, really tiny spikes on one side of the brush, and you would think that's not going to do anything. Yeah, and you know, when you have brushes like this, the wiper that wipes the product off the brush, it's really hard to get it right because if you make it too small, there's no way you'll be able to pull it out. So it is quite messy. Like when you open it up, you're like, oh, like this wiper.
You're like, the wiper isn't really doing anything.
Isn't really doing anything. So I was so skeptical. I'm like, this is going to be a mess on my eyes, but this is an amazing mascara. I think it's because it's so precise and the like bristles seem to be, I mean, I can't even really tell because I can't look at it too
I'd love
closely.
to see a like
clean
version.
bristle.
Yeah,
but I think it's, and it just deposits the product at your lash line, and then when you wipe up, it just deposits product on every single lash. I think that's what it's doing. Like there is kind of a lot of product on this brush, and then it's like moving it up and across each lash. Yes, because there's so many little bristles, I feel like every lash gets coated. And then, yeah, like Britta said, it almost makes it look like you're wearing eyeliner.
It does.
Because it like
At the
stamps
base.
it into the base and then goes up. Like it's impossible for you to get more bulk on the top. Like it's just, the bulk is like really heavy on the bottom. But that looks nice.
It looks really nice.
And it lasts like crazy.
It lasts so well and it doesn't irritate my eyes.
It doesn't irritate my eyes. It holds so well. Like it almost looks like glue. Like I feel like obviously, like I said, this is very messy. So it's all over.
Oh, it's made in Germany.
Oh, okay. It's all over the neck of the bottle, if you can see, and it's like literally not coming off. Like it just, it sticks where you put it.
I think that's why it's like a lash lift, because it keeps your lashes in place.
I'm really shocked that more people don't talk about this. It is pricey for a mascara, but
it's really good.
So good. Oh my gosh, an instant favorite. So we talked about Ma Beauty's lip liner and how much we love that in 1990 in a video, and they kindly offered to send us some goodies. And normally when a brand does that, we'll just, you know, be so grateful. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But I've wanted to try this highlighter for so long that I straight up asked them if they could include this in the package because I wanted it for so long, and it did not disappoint. It's the Highlight Balm in the shade M98, and it looks like this. It's literally like, they call it the highlight.
We'll insert a swatch too.
Yeah, so it's very emollient, but when it goes...
It's a true like balmy formula.
Yeah, it's balmy, but when it goes on the face, it's like, yeah, well, try to insert a swatch. I have it on right now. Do you have it on?
No, I know we're highlighters.
Okay, well I have it on my cheeks. Hopefully you can see. I've been wearing it every day, and for me, it's like a perfect everyday highlight because this is the champagne shade, so it just has, like, again, the balminess of the base is creating a sheen, but then there's also these really nice champagne pearls that are also creating a sheen, but neither one is too much. Like, the base isn't too dewy that it looks like straight up wet on your face. Or sticky. And the pearl load isn't too high that it's like this blinding highlight. Like, it is truly my new favorite everyday highlighter. You could even wear this without any makeup, like just on.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, on your...
Or like with tinted sunscreen and a little bit of this.
It's so beautiful. It's actually everything I wish the Chanel highlighter was. I tried that years ago because I was working on a project and that was the benchmark. And I remember liking it, and it is a really beautiful product, but I remember thinking like, oh, this is so balmy, and I felt like the pearls, like the base was just so balmy, and the pearls were beautiful, but that base was really what was giving you that glow. And this, like, the pearl load seems higher, and I like that. I like that it's like this beautiful glow on your cheeks, so I love this. It's now one of my favorite products. I could go
really
on.
good.
Something that really surprised me was this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Set It Up primer. I got this in an Ulta haul, and I did a video trying on this, the Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation, and then those two products from LA Girl. And in the video, I said like the standouts for me were definitely the foundation, which I do like, but it's not like an everyday foundation. And then I liked the LA Girl, like they're almost like a cream to powder formula, and I do like all the products I tried, but this is the one I kept using over and over because I do feel like it does help to hydrate the skin a little bit, but it does have some blurring properties. Like in that video when I first tried it, I'm like, is it blurring the skin? I couldn't really tell, but I've been using it more and more, and I do think it has blurring properties, hydrating properties, and it helps with longevity of my makeup. So I've been using this if I know I'm going to be wearing makeup for, you know, all day, a few like 4+ hours, I'll wear this, and I really like it. And I feel like I haven't heard that many people talk about it, but it definitely is like a top product for me now, and something that I feel like I'll continue to repurchase because it kind of like serves the purpose of what I think a primer should be. Okay, last makeup product. This is the new Versed Multi-Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. So you guys know we like Versed. We've been fans for years, and we love mineral SPF. We only really wear mineral SPF. Oh, sorry, we're in the shade 4W.
Yeah.
And we've been loving this. I feel like you must apply it with a brush.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't use this, I wouldn't use this as your sole SPF, because if you use too much, it definitely looks like very glowy. And I guess if that's what you like, you know, then do that. But we like a more like natural finish to our skin. So I use like, I don't know, maybe half a pump.
Yeah, me too. I don't use very much at all.
Yeah, I use like half a pump and then spread it out again with a brush. I've tried applying with my fingers, and I definitely like a brush more. And it just looks, I have it on right now. Do you have it on?
No, I didn't wear it today.
Oh, okay. It just looks so nice. And it lasts all day, which I'm going to love this in the summer.
Yeah.
I think I like already know, because it's so hard to find a skin tint that has longevity. It lasts on my skin all day long. It like continues to look even. I also have that problem with skin tints where I feel like they'll start to wear off in certain places, and even then I don't really mind, because I'm like, oh, it's like a natural coverage product, it's fine. But this one like stays on like a foundation. Like, it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, it almost does have,
I saw Amanda Z talking about how it didn't quite sink into her skin like some other foundations, and I think that is because it has the SPF.
Yeah.
But I like that for some, like you were saying, in the summer. But I do think that's one thing to note, is it is kind of a foundation that stays almost on top of the skin, which I don't mind. But I do think I like that added layer of protection. Like, I'm gonna wear my SPF underneath, and then a little bit more in your foundation, in your complexion product is actually really nice. I feel like that's one of the reasons I really love that Kosas Revealer Same,
I was gonna say, we love the Kosas
like if I'm going to reach for something, I'm like, oh, well, it has the added benefit of protecting my skin. Like, I'm gonna reach for that over something else that won't. So I really love that about it. But oh, and like I set my face in certain areas. You set everywhere, right?
Yeah, except for under my eyes. I don't.
Yeah, same. So once I set it, like it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't transfer.
No.
When you said it wears on top, I just want to like clarify. It doesn't.
Oh no, I just mean like it's, you know, like
Some foundations kind of mesh into your skin, and this one, it doesn't do that as much because of the SPF, but I like that about it. Yeah. This is a random product that I haven't mentioned at all, but I needed a new makeup brush cleaner. I was using one from Eco Tools that was like a liquid, but I remembered how much I loved having this Beauty Blender solid cleanser, but I didn't want to spend that much money on the Beauty Blender one, or I don't even know if they make it anymore. And e.l.f. had one on Ulta. It's the e.l.f. Clean Queen Solid Brush and Sponge Cleaner, and this is so effective. It could be the most effective brush cleaner I've ever used, or specifically for my sponge. I feel like sometimes when you clean a makeup sponge, there's a lot of foundation just stuck in the sponge, and it gets clean, but you know, there's like little spots. This gets all the makeup out of my makeup sponge, and it gets it like squeaky clean, and it doesn't have a scent to it. Like, there's no fragrance from what I smell, and it's just so effective, so affordable. I had to mention it because I think that it's arguably the best brush cleaner I've used. Nice. Looks like we have some hair stuff, which is exciting. I asked you guys for Rex for air drying, I think back in our yearly favorites video, and You came through. Multiple of you said this, the Odell Air Dry Styler. I don't really want to open this because it might like pour out, but it's a clear product. And so it almost looks like a gel, and I think that's different from a lot of other air dry creams where they're like an actual cream. They have a lot of emollients and oils and things that make them like opaque. But those tend to weigh down my hair. I have very fine hair, so I love that it doesn't weigh down my hair, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it adds a ton of moisture. So if you have very dehydrated hair, it might not work for you. But for me, I basically like apply it. Well, okay, so then when I was ordering this, based on your recommendations, I also picked up this because it was brand new, and it's the Odell Volumizing Foam. And it says for style memory, added lift and heat protectant, which is very confusing to me because it says you can use it on air dried hair and heat styling. But I tried this in the roots with heat and it did nothing. It did not add volume at all. But I tried this without this and then this with this for air drying, and this made a huge difference for air drying. It adds like quite a bit of texture in a good way. So it like, as most foams do. Yeah, like it added, it kind of like made my waves have a little bit more, yeah, just texture and grit so that they lasted longer. I found that when I just use this, my hair feels really soft and nice. And I should say, it makes your hair soft, it just doesn't feel like it's moisturizing from within. I hope that makes sense. But it kind of like fell out the next day, like I air dried, and then the next day, the waves had just fallen out. When I paired it with this, the waves lasted. So this is my new combo. I can insert a photo of me using both of them for the first time, and you can like really see the defined waves in my hair. And yeah, I really, really like them both. But again, I would not use this for heat styling. I know it says that on the website, but I just wanted to call that out. Oh, and so I put this in the roots and kind of like halfway down, and then this in all over my hair, scrunch, and then let it air dry. I wanted to get away from aerosol mousses. I was using that one from Kenra for a long time, and I liked it, but I felt like because there's so much alcohol in anything in an aerosol can, it was just drying out my hair, and I really wanted to bring my hair back to life, and that wasn't helping. So I switched to this Living Proof Full Texturizing Foam, and I've really been liking this. I feel like it must be similar to the Odell one you were talking about, but I do 2 pumps kind of on the bottom half of my hair and just like put it through damp hair, and then I do 1 pump and put it through like the root, and then I blow dry my hair. I don't air dry, I can't do it. Carly has like wavy hair, mine just is weirdly straight, so it doesn't work for me. But anyway, and then once I blow dry, I feel like it does just add a little bit of that like texture and grit to my hair, so it gives it volume because of the added like almost like powder, not powdery, but you know what I mean, like
yeah, I'm actually curious how
the ingredients are, although
Odell is like a clean brand, so.
Yeah, that's true. A texturizing foam, like it basically, and same thing with like a mousse, it almost deposits like some powder to make your hair more voluminous and textured. So it does have that sort of, it says for texture, fullness, and hold. And that is the other benefit that I like that a mousse also offers, that this does too, is usually I'll do my, I just do like 4 hot rollers. Like I'll curl a piece, put it in a hot roller, let it sit for like 10 minutes, and I feel like it does actually hold, even I only use 2 pumps in like the bottom half of my hair. So I like it because a little goes a long way, but it does add volume and texture and hold, and it doesn't have, I mean, it might have alcohol in it, but it's not as drying. Maybe not actually. It's not as drying as a typical mousse. And yet, for like context, the 3rd ingredient is cornstarch. So it does have that like powdery texture hold. It is expensive, but I do think that this is gonna last me quite a while. So I'm really glad I found this. One quick favorite, like style favorite I want to mention are these earrings I got from Madewell with my birthday gift. They give you like $25 if you're part of their like insider program, and I wanted, yeah, I wanted a pair of like everyday elevated hoop earrings, and a lot of the ones I had were either kind of like too boring, or they weren't the right like gold, weren't the right finish. I ended up decluttering a lot of my earrings, but these I feel like were perfect because they have like the multiple hoop. Like they're just a little bit more elevated than a typical hoop, and I like that they hug my ear. I guess I can try them on for you quick. They just didn't really match. I know I'm like just wearing a sweater, so it was silly to even wear earrings, but I also really like these. I got these on Amazon. They're just super heavy. No, I didn't put any earrings in.
Oh,
what's
my
new
gosh.
though? Yeah, let me. I got a necklace with my birthday gift, but I haven't worn it yet, so I can't talk about it. But yeah, I wear these so much now because I feel like I can wear them if I'm just like out running errands in a casual outfit or like a nicer outfit, which is exactly what I wanted. But I like how they hug the ear. I don't know if you can tell.
Nice.
Yeah, like they hug around the ear instead of being like a little hoop. So I don't know. I just really like them, and they're really lightweight. All their stuff is good for sensitive ears, and I wanted to mention them. Hopefully they're still available. I got them on sale, and then I used the coupon, so I got like a major steal. Alberta does that. We're moving on to book favorites. I have such a good favorite, you guys. I'm so excited about this. It's not out yet. Well, yeah, we're posting this soon. So I got The Ark on NetGalley, but it says it's being published March 25th, so soon. It's called Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I had never heard of this author. I just love anything based in New York. So it follows Elle, and she's a screenwriter in LA, and her like company basically hires her to write a movie about New York because they already licensed like very expensive buildings in New York to film. So like, go spend the summer in the city and write about this. She hasn't been back to New York in years. She used to live there, and last time she was in New York, she made out with this guy she thought was a bouncer who was really rude to her in a stairwell, and he ends up being her next door neighbor when she moves back to the city, and he's a billionaire. His name's Parker, and he owns a tech company. And so it's basically like enemies to lovers. Like, she literally hates his guts, like hates how he treated her years ago. And so it actually does take like some warming up, but they become friends, and then, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but they become more. But I just love their love story. There was a huge part of this book was money related, and how important it was for Elle to have her own money and buy her own things. I don't think this is spoiling too much, but she just like didn't, one of the reasons she would never be with him is because she's like, you know, everything that I've accomplished is just going to be thrown away because people are going to look at me and say like, my boyfriend's a billionaire. And everything she said was just so relatable, I think, for women, that like you want to be taken seriously in your career. And I mean, obviously I think this mostly like affects celebrities, but when you see like a woman then be in a relationship with someone, it doesn't just affect celebrities, but to this level in the book is basically how it was. We're like, oh, they're dating this person that has so much more money than them. Like, oh, that's probably just how they got everything that they worked for, when that's obviously not the case. So I really like that whole element to it. It was like really, I don't know, like a nice added layer and made it more like adult. And all the scenes at iconic places in New York literally had my heart. This book was so good. My book of this month, my favorite, was Sarah Adams' Beg, Borrow, or Steal. If you're unfamiliar with Sarah Adams, let me share which other ones that she's done. She did The Cheat Sheet, which I really liked. The Rule Book, looks like I gave that one 4 stars too. When in Rome, When in Rome I really liked. And then Practice Makes Perfect was the only one I gave 3 stars. So I would definitely recommend from her The Cheat Sheet, The Rule Book, and When in Rome. But this was my favorite. I gave it 4 stars. It's not a perfect 5, but it's so good. So it follows Emily, and she's kind of like an Abby Jimenez type, where these side characters in some of her books then get their like own book. So Emily is one of the sisters in this book, and it's an enemies to lovers romance with Jack, her nemesis. They taught at the same school, and then Jack gets engaged and moves away, and he breaks off his engagement and moves back to Emily's town, and she's kind of like, why is he back here? Like, he has no ties here. And they always just end up like in the same orbit, and it's a very slow burn, which I like because it felt realistic, like the cadence of their relationship. And another thing they have in common is they're both writers. I won't get into like their levels of writing because I think that is like a little bit of a twist, but Emily is working on her like debut novel and kind of turns to Jack for help with that. So it's, you know, it's like a romance set in a small town, and I really like both of these leads. Again, it can be hard for some of the female like leads in books to be likable. I feel like a lot of times they're not. I don't know why that happens It's probably internalized misogyny on our part, so it's nothing anyone's doing. Yeah, but I really liked Emily and Jack, and their little town is really cute. I mean, if you've read One in Rome, it's the same town, Rome, Kentucky, so you would have read about it then. But the way that they describe it, it's almost like, kind of reminds me of like, it's not Ellen Hilderbrand, it's not that type of writing, but how she describes Nantucket, and you can tell like she's so proud of it. Like this little town, like the people that live there are so proud of it, and I like when the town is part of the story. This was so good though. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's the One in Rome number 3. So I think that it's, I don't know what the order is, but, and if you've read any of the Rome books from Sarah Adams, this would be the 3rd, but you don't have to read the other ones before this. You would just be more familiar with the characters if you have. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching our monthly favorites, and we'll see you in the next one.